right, I wanted to make a video about this concept I've been thinking about on how to understand and learn every skill, pretty much every skill. Um, and I wanted to use this video because there's a lot of interesting skills in this video that to a beginner might seem really intimidating because they're so complex, and it's like, how do I learn that? And, is there a tutorial for this? Um, and I want to try to help people understand how they can learn skills uh, really, really easily. And it all comes down to two things: shape changes and making sure that your momentum is always continuing where you want to go. So not wasting any movement or energy going the opposite way. And I'll get into a little more detail about that. So I want to start with this. This is going to be a Lachey front by Shawn. And so we're going to watch this little by little. So you're going to see as he's swinging, and obviously swinging also involves shape changes, but we're going to ignore the swinging. So what happens is we see here he's getting into this like big kind of tuck shape, right? And then from that tuck shape, so he's in this tight tuck shape, he's going to then change his shape very quickly to a big arch shape, which you can see there. And that's pretty much how you create rotation or flip, or any flip in any skill, is by shape changing. The more dramatic the shape change, the faster the rotation is going to be. That's why, for example, a layout is harder to flip over than a tuck, because the shape change for a layout is less dramatic because you're not going to a smaller shape. So what we see here is Shawn is starting the flip by going from this tuck shape, extending into a really big arch shape, making sure his heels are going in the direction he's trying to go. Right, so that's the second idea, is not wasting your energy going the wrong way. So his heels are going where he wants to go. They're going down and behind him. And then what you'll see here is as he does this second shape change, right, he's going to go from this big arch to this small tuck, which is going to accelerate him because it's a dramatic shape change. But you'll see his chest is going to come toward his legs, which is the direction that we want to go, right? You can see his chest coming toward his legs. He's not bringing his knees back toward him because that would decelerate him, because that's energy going the other way. And so he's able to continue following that rotation around to his feet. So and that's a Lachey front. And then basically all it comes down to is, can you identify where the shape change is in your skill that you're trying to learn and how you can make it most dramatic. So that's one of the skills. The other skill is, so let's look at a castaway. Castaway is a really good one to analyze because a lot of people wonder why their rotation isn't very fast, why they're not able to do it as low as some people. And a lot of it comes down to the people that can do it really low are either so strong in their arms that they can compensate for poor technique, or they have a really, really good dramatic shape change, and they're making the most use of that. So we can see here Alfred's really good at castaways, obviously, and you can see in this first shape is this big arch shape, right? So he's really, really opening up his body, right, setting himself up to make this dramatic shape change that's going to initiate his backwards rotation. So from here, then, you can see he snaps his legs out, and this is where a lot of people mess something up. So Alfred has gone from this big arch to this straight position. Now, what a lot of people do is they go from that big arch to the straight position. Some people even skip kicking out to straight, but that's a whole other issue. He goes to the straight position, and then a lot of people will just, from there, pull their knees straight in toward them, which will make you go faster because you're going from big to small. But it's not as dramatic of a shape change as what you're going to see from Alfred right now, which is him going into this almost pike shape. So he's continuing the snap of his legs through to extend that shape change longer in a bigger position, so that when he does decide to tuck, which is now, he's going to accelerate even more because it's a more dramatic shape change. And as you can see, his knees are coming up toward him. They're not just coming in toward the wall, because again, we don't want to waste energy. That second point, we want to make sure all our energy is going in the direction we're trying to go into. So his knees are pulling in toward his face, not going just in toward the wall. And obviously that gave him enough power to do a full twist and not stay tucked. which is harder, as we talked about before, because it's a less dramatic shape change. So in order for that to work, you have to make sure that your snap is as dramatic as possible so that you don't have to make up for it by tucking really tight. So that's castaways, and that's something that if you're having trouble with castaway, watch your technique in slow motion and see if you're doing that dramatic shape change. And if you're not, try getting your body to do that shape change. Get yourself piking through and driving the knees up and see if it makes a difference, because I bet you it will. And then the last skill right here. So this is a double flyaway from just jumping to the bar. So it's a horrible setup. It's really hard to create flip out of it, and the only way he makes it work is through this dramatic shape change. So he's jumping to the bar. He's in a straight body shape, right, setting himself up for this shape change. And as he grabs it, you can see he opens into this enormous arch. You can see how much his body's loaded up in this arch, right? He's got shoulders open, armpits open, knees bent, heels back, chest open. He's pressing himself forward, right? Because again, we don't want to waste energy. So he's pressing himself through the bottom here. And then what you'll see is from this really dramatic shape, you can see this enormous shape change as he's continuing forward. You'll notice he's continuing forward. He's making sure he's always traveling forward, because that's that second concept of making sure you're always going in the direction you're trying to go. So now he's in a straight position. He's gone from this huge arch to straight, but then he's going to continue from there, and he's continuing his hips moving forward. You'll notice he's not just tucking his knees in toward him. His hips are rising, which is that shape change continuing. He hasn't really tucked yet. This is still the shape change. Still the shape change here. You can see his hips are rising. He's doing a little bit of closing his shoulders to help facilitate more shape change. You want to be careful with that, though, because the more you pull your shoulders, you'll go into the bar, but that's a concept for another time. So he's continuing the shape change. As he releases, now he's going from that shape change to a tuck, which is finishing that shape change with a really dramatic change of size. Now he's in this small shape pulling wide. So he's taken this super huge shape change with a big body shape, and now he's gone to this really small shape. So he accelerates enough to get 2 flips around. And so basically what I want you to take away from this is that if you can break down a move and analyze its shape change and where you want your body to be going, making sure you're always going in the direction you're trying to go, you can figure out literally any skill, and you can watch yourself back in your technique. You can watch a video in slow motion and analyze exactly where you're losing energy or where you could make your shape change more dramatic, and you'll be able to correct and learn pretty much any skill. So let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know if you have used that to fix your skills, or let me know if you've learned anything new because of this, or if this is new to you, or something you may have thought about but maybe not put in words. But yeah, just wanted to get that out there, and I will see you guys in the next video.